Action figure stands are essential for us collectors, and this brand absolutely nails it. They have so many products, and they're all awesome. Let's open them up, check them out, and of course, display some action figures. So, action figure stands, action figure displays, pretty much something that every collector wants and needs for whatever reason, and there's a lot of them out there. You know, there's different ones you can buy, expensive ones that come with figures, but this brand right here, Elevate Figure Displays, let me tell you why I think these guys are really great. Like, I'm already on board for these guys. So Elevate Figure Displays, they're the whole, we're collectors, we want to make for collectors kind of thing, which is so cool. They're a very small business, homegrown collectors, and their main goals are solving problems that we all face when displaying our figures, you know, like stable support, no more domino effects, dynamic posing so it looks good on the shelf, and then of course maximizing your space on the shelf as well. But just by the way this business carries themselves, like the packaging is so clear and good looking, their website is so easy, and their prices are so good. They just seem and feel so legit, and I'm already on board. I haven't even opened these up yet, but I'm feeling good. As long as these things do exactly what they're supposed to do, I'm gonna give a pretty glowing review. I can already tell. I'm really liking this so far. So in total here, we've got 5 different products and a few different variations. So one of which is the peg foot stands, which also include peg free foot stands. The Hexagon Risers, which we have clear and black, different ones. We've also got energy effects here, which is really cool. This is like a lightning thunder spark effect. And we've got flight stands, which this is the very common thing we're probably used to seeing. Excuse you, good sir. And then we've got a dusting brush, which I'm not gonna lie, this kind of excites me. I just use like a paintbrush, and this seems way better than the paintbrush I already use. So we've got a lot of good stuff here. So I'm gonna open up each different one, give them all a shot, see what we think, and give a good honest review. And if you're interested in picking any of these up, I'll have the link in the description, of course, on how to pick them up. They've got like free shipping on stuff like that. The prices are so good. I'll have all their social media linked too. They're very active and post different ways you can really make these useful for you as a collector and that kind of thing. And I'll have all of that there if you need any information. It's all down there. And a huge thank you to Elevate Figure Displays for sending these over and sponsoring the video as well. I gotta say, I'm legitimately excited. I'm so curious. So for your displays and your stands, what are you already using? Do you have any kind of stands that you're already using? Are you just using ones that come with the figures? Like, I love the Mezco ones that come with. Are you using those, or just standing them flat out? Did you buy like a weird stand at Target or something that worked? And I'm even more curious if these kinds of stands will be like a replacement for that, or something additive, or just something totally new. I'm very curious. So first, let's talk about these peg stands. These are very handy because most figures, especially like your classic Hasbro, your Marvel Legends and stuff, they all have these little holes in the bottoms of them, and so they can just, that's what they're for any of these peg stands. And it's weird that these figures, they have these peg holder holes, but never have the stands to come with them. Really, it's as simple as just sticking it in there, like that. Hey, Venom. And there you go, you've got a stood up figure. And a pose that's a little bit, would be difficult for him to stand up without this, and he stood up perfectly. And what's cool about these stands, if you look really closely here, each one of these pegs is a different size. One is 3.0, 2.5, and they are perfect because you can use whatever one fits for the figure, because not every figure is gonna be the same. So they're different sizes. That is so wild. And so I ended up using the biggest one for this Deadpool right here. I'm so pumped about that. And you know, it works pretty well. You know, he stands up pretty nicely and doesn't fall over either. So heck yeah. Then next right here, we've got the peg-less stands, which don't have any pegs. Wow. But these have a little foot holder thingy right here, which, you know, I'm sure you could probably put together that you can just stick a foot right in there. Wow, that worked really nicely. And so these aren't made of acrylic. They're made of a plastic that does give a tiny little bit. So then this right here works better. The acrylic ones are, you know, they're very stiff and they could break. And these are a lot more durable because of that. And because they give, it makes this easier. It kind of slides in and fits perfectly on there, which honestly is kind of brilliant. They really thought all about this. Like, wow, that's okay. I'm a fan of the peg less more than the peg full ones for sure. These look really great. And another cool thing about these two is they're 5 times heavier than the typical stands like this, the foot stands that you'd normally find, which makes it a good foundational base, which is just gonna make it even better to hold them up. Even if this McFarlane figure's ankles are a little wobbly, you know, it still works. Plus, obviously, they're completely translucent, so, you know, you can work pretty well with toy photography. So the foot thingy will wrap around the entire foot, so you should be able to get a solid running pose. Oh, look at that. That is pretty sick. And look how that was legitimately easy, too. Like, that took a second, and this was my first try doing it. Heck yeah, that is fantastic. So next are the Hexagon Risers, which are mainly for probably on your shelf. And they can maximize 40% of shelf space, which sounds pretty fantastic. Premium plastic, it's not the cheap acrylic too, just like the other ones. And these are mainly to be compatible with the stands I just went through, the pegs and the non-pegs, stuff like that. So these are totally modular, so you can stack them up however you like. Wow, those fit really nicely. But one of the cool things, it comes with this little grid. So you can kind of put this down like this and just lock these in, and then you can get this nice little polygonal display. And you can have like one of them all the way up like this, one of them like that, and there you go. Wow, that's really cool. And you can do it however you want. I really like this. It feels really good. Like putting that together, really quite great. And there's a clear one and a black one, obviously. All right, let's see how these babies fit. Let's put Deadpool here. Slides right in. He's on the peg stand. And let's put Wolverine here. He's kind of in a little bit of an awkward, kind of crouchy pose, but he's staying. And then Superman on top, because he's the best. Boom. That looks great. I mean, Wolverine looks like he's kind of taking a poop right now. And you can really maintain the cool poses you had them in if you wanted to, and they stay in. Deadpool is still holding up just by one of those little pegs on his foot, even though his ankle's completely giving out. Look at that. That is fantastic. And each one of them has what they call like this little safety edge. So still a little bit of a lip here on the edge. So then for whatever reason, it's still locked in. It's got a tiny little edge there, which is kind of nice. Then if you wanted to put 3 of the coolest clones up on there too, you very well can. That's so cool. Whoa, I did not think that through. Hang on a sec. Let's turn Rex a little bit. Nice. Oh God, I love that so much. That looks so good. And they're so easily maintaining their poses that they're in. Oh, so sick. And each one of these little thingies, the risers, are 3" by 3.5" by 1". So they can kind of get 1 inch taller. And they're perfect for the 1/12 scale. And I'm sure you could fit like 1/10 and, you know, even a little bigger. Like the McFarlane one fits just fine, and he's a little bit bigger than 1/12. So I think it'd be easy to fit other scales as well. And all of these come in like several different packs of different quantities too. So make sure you check the website, because some of these are sold separately. You can just get the grid if you want. You can just get the risers or just the stands. There's a lot of things you can just get separately in more quantities too. So make sure you're checking all of that, what's available on the website. So next are the flight stands. There's posable. This is the 3-pack that I've got. And of course they've got the premium crack resistant plastic that's not acrylic, better durability. It fits on the Hexagon Risers. And what's incredible is this right here. These things come with a screwdriver. That's so fantastic. These kinds of stands, usually eventually they'll get loose, and then if you tighten them, they'll go tighten up most of the time. But these actually come with a screwdriver so you can tighten them up, and that's absolutely amazing. And so far I haven't used these yet. They look really good. They do have a little bit of assembly required, as you probably just saw, but I'm pumped. I'm totally gonna do some Spider-Man stuff with these. All right, let's put in probably my 3 current favorite Spider-Mans. This is the bootleg Mafex CT Toys. Here's the Maximum Spider-Man. And then of course we've got our boy Netman right here. How freaking sick does that look? Oh my God. Wow, I can't believe how freaking awesome that looks. Damn. So the next product is the energy effect, and there's a few different ones of these. There's like a lightning one, like a Dragon Ball Z one, a fire one, and they look pretty cool. The one that they've sent me is the lightning effect one, and it's just like a hard piece of plastic And so far, it's pretty sweet. So this one seems pretty straightforward. It's got the hexagonal thingy, and you can place it right in there, just like that. And then once you've got it in there, let's say put Goku right there. And all right, that looks pretty good. And with some extra little bit of lighting, it looks even better. Freaking fantastic. Then if I just want to make my display even cooler, put Bardock down here, put Gogeta right there, and there we go. Hell yeah, that looks so freaking cool, man. I'm actually really impressed with how great those effects look behind Goku like that. Like, man, that looks so good. So the last product here is the dust brush, the figure dusting brush. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm sure you could say, oh, it's just like a makeup brush. But yeah, I guess so. I don't have a makeup brush. I have just like a paintbrush that I've been using. And this seems pretty great. It actually seems a little bit more firm and not quite so soft as a makeup brush. So it seems like it'd be probably really good for getting in small spaces. Also just still being very soft and gentle to your action figures and getting the dust out. Can you see any of the dust particles flying up as I dust them off? Yeah, this thing is great. I'm definitely gonna be using this whenever I am dusting, because you need it. You gotta dust your shelves, and your figures really need it. I'm all in for this thing. So I'm being 100% genuine when I say that these really, I think, are the best stands and display things you can get. I'm really happy with these. I like these a lot, and I think they're the ones to invest in if you're looking to invest in something to make your shelves look better. But if you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And if you're interested in picking these display stands up, head to the link I've got in the description. Everything is over there. And of course, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much to Elevate Figure Displays, and I will see you in the next video.